Okay, let's play some damn chess.
If you can explain this using common sense and logic, do let me know.
You do promote being yourself on your YouTube channel.
How does it feel?
Hey alligators, what's up? It's Allie Hardesty, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than the ones that I normally film on my channel. I actually get asked all the time to do more reaction videos because I never do them, but I feel like I never know what to react to besides like the trending F-girl, F-boy musicallys and things like that. Like I don't know what to react to besides like the really generic stuff. Well, today I do. Because today, if you guys read the title, this is not clickbait, I got actual hate mail sent to my P.O. box, and this will, I guess, in a way, kind of be like my reading hate comments video, except for it's actual mail that was sent to my P.O. box.
I'm talking to this chess opponent, not her.
Yeah, this is a whole different story, and if you guys watch me on YouNow, then you know that I already read on Twitter. There was more, but that is just so no one says that I'm bullying this person, etc. because they were completely okay with it. They wanted me to do this, and yeah. It says Allie Hardesty. They spelled my name wrong. It says Hardesty with like a Y at the end. They put an I, which looks kind of cool, given that. And then right next to it, it says, I feel really bad about writing this, but I feel worse about myself. And I'm going to emphasize the worst in myself because they put that in caps with
Suck my slut.
Underlining underneath the word.
Suck my slut.
So when I read it like that, just know that's exactly how
I'm coming at you,
probably will
slut.
not include everything they said in the video because it's kind of long, but let's get into it.
First, let me congratulate you on your viral YouTube videos and your over 100,000 subscribers. It must be nice to be able to bypass hard-ass work because your looks paved the way to fame down Easy Street.
This part they circled, quote,
All you have to do to succeed on YouTube is to keep doing it. Whenever your video content, there will be an audience who will watch it.
You said in a recent YouNow broadcast,
don't ever remember saying those exact words, but like, okay, moving on.
you actually forgot to mention, if you're hot, it's 1,000 times easier to succeed. You also need a little luck. 8 effing years I've been passionately pouring my heart and soul into over 4,000 effing videos. I got 50 times more effing views back in 2010, in 2011, in 2012, and 2013 than I do today. What the F?
And they didn't even like say the actual F word. If you'll focus, they just put what the F with a line through it, question mark.
I'm sick of pouring hours into videos where I rap, sing, rant, then months later have gained only 30 to 7 effing views. Where's my lucky break? I looked young in 2012. Today, I am stroke-ridden, old, and uglier. Maybe that's the effing problem, huh? Hot stuff? Huh? Hot stuff? I can't even get you rich, successful, tightwad bastards to donate $5 piss-poor dollars to my effing
www.gofundme.com/I_have_lost_hope.
They circled it. He literally just promoted his GoFundMe, like, in the letter, as well as his YouTube channel, but we'll get to that.
So I can get my effing
I don't know how to read this.
epoxy sperm cells.
Sperm? Something to do, like, medically with himself.
So I can get my effing mojo back. If only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Look at
I want to play that part.
How does it feel? I'd sell my soul for you to get $5 and encourage your...
I love the way she says, God damn it.
If only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Look at
Oh, I love
How
it.
does it effing hot? God damn it. Look at only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Look at only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Look at only I
damn
effing
it.
looked half effing hot. God damn it. Look at you. How does it feel? I'd sell my soul for you to get $5 and encourage your innumerable subscribers to follow your lead. If only 3,000 of your 100,000 subbers had any love, one could finally get the stem cells.
Oh, stem cells, okay.
In Cary, North Carolina by Dr. Stephen Kramer, MD. parents' house and hopefully get a little cosmetic surgery. In today's age of super social media, there is no goddamn excuse in not being famous if you want to be, unless you're a loser.
Oh my god.
If I did a live video overdosing on sleeping pills, not going to, but if I did, making it crystal clear my terminal needs to get on Dr. Oz, dialing 911 after one bottoms up of a bottle of sleeping pills. See how high one can count before the death angel walks in through the walls and gently presses his bony fingers to my lips. Shh, my child, and gently presses his head into the pillow. If one time it writes and then EMT carries out on the stretcher to the ER and revives me, maybe I'll have one of those needs. Meet the light and ask him why. If you're really Jesus, can you heal my body completely before you send me back to that hateful planet Earth?
On the back they put,
That eating pizza in your bathtub video, you guessing the hot, good-looking guests in your queue, not me! Be honest with me. Level with me. You'll never guess my ass. I am ugly. Roast me, but do so publicly, so maybe others will come to my broadcast and see my ugly ass.
so, again, like I said, he wanted me to read this on camera, just so we're clear. Page 3.
You have the world in your lap, success at your fingertips, brilliant mind and a perfect body, very good looking with those long arms. I'd sacrifice 10 years of my life to have. You are an alpha female superior to me. I am so sick and effing tired of being an effing loser. You guessed every one of your guests on me now, except me. Thanks for confirming I am an effing zilch loser.
I wish to God you'd feature my www.youtube.com/President Christopher.
Shouldn't
On your
be like
110
cheap.
subscribe to the channel. Maybe do a video or two roasting some of my effing videos.
He actually wrote effing, by the way. He put, like, effing.
I need the effing traffic. Infamy something is infinitely more desirable to nobody.
Oh! I don't know what he's saying.
Especially if it gives me enough money to be able to afford the effing stem cells for my post-stroke health back. You probably don't know this shit. If only I was good looking and young, you no doubt would move a few keystrokes to give me an effing helping hand.
Every time I watch the You Now Be cast, I leave feeling
Cells for my post-stroke health back. You probably don't give a shit. If
Gracie says
only
shit.
I was good looking back. You probably don't give a shit. If only post-stroke health back. You probably don't give a shit. If only I was good looking and young, you no doubt would move a few keystrokes to give me an effing helping hand.
every time I watch your You Now Be cast, I leave feeling unspeakably more of a loser, like human being. Sewage, you do promote being yourself on your YouTube channel. I am the ugly, old-looking mother who you wouldn't guess because I look like that butt ugly Quentin Tarantino of Trevor on GTA.
Circle.
I am prepared to sell my soul to live my dreams.
Some of this he crossed out.
Fame, it needs to be one on.
I don't know, he like stopped writing.
I am prepared to sell my soul to live my 3 dreams. Better yet, my 4.
Don't know what his dreams are, like honestly thought this was about YouTube, now I guess it's about something else. This part he crossed out, but I'm gonna read it anyways.
There is no hell too hot or everlasting. All not burning to get my 3 dreams.
Back to 3 dreams, not 4.
There is no heavenly eternity bright enough to fill the emptiness of not having my 3 dreams, leaving my achy breaky heart. Wanted to be friends with you. Your bar was too high. I feel so sad treating you like crap.
Okay.
I am happy for your success, but then it dawns on me. You don't give a 1/10 of a damn about my pain. I am not worthy enough, aesthetically good looking enough, to touch your heart with my pain.
Christopher. I really don't know how much of that I'm going to keep in the video or cut out, but you guys get the point. Basically, this person was mad that I didn't guess them on You Now or shout them out in one of my videos, even though I don't know who they are. I have no freaking idea, and I didn't know that it was my job to guess every single person on You Now and shout out every single person. This person was mad that I didn't guess them on Christopher. Christopher. I really don't know how much of that I'm gonna keep in the video or cut out, but you guys get the point basically. How much of that I'm gonna keep in the video.
Pain.
Christopher. I really don't know how much of that I'm gonna keep in the
Little cosmetic surgery. In today's age, a thousand of your 100,000 subbers had any love. One could finally get the stem cells.
oh, stem cells, okay.
In Cary, North Carolina.
Tightwad bastards to donate $5 piss poor dollars to my effing
www.gofundme.com/I_have_lost_hope.
They circled it. He literally just promoted his GoFundMe, like, in the letter.
I remember those
as well as his
days.
YouTube channel, but we'll get to that.
So I can get my effing
I don't know how to read this.
epoxy sperm cells.
Sperms.
Something to do, like, medically with himself.
So I can get my effing mojo back. If only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Lucky ass you. How does it feel? Hot. God damn it. If only I effing looked half effing hot. God damn it. Lucky ass you. How does it feel? I'd sell my soul for you to give $5 and encourage your innumerable subscribers to follow
Yes,
your
suck
lead.
fucking balls.
If only
What?
3,000 of your 100,000 subbers had any love, one could
I'm fixing
finally
that
get
ear,
the
you're
stem
right.
cells.
Oh, stem cells, okay.
In Cary, North Carolina by Dr. Stephen Kramer, MD. Then one could rap again. Stand a chance to move out of my parents' house and hopefully get a little cosmetic surgery. In today's age of super social media, there is no goddamn excuse in not being famous if you want to be, unless you're a loser.
God.
If I did a live video overdosing on sleeping pills, not going to, but if I did, making it crystal clear my terminal needs to get on Dr. Oz, dialing 911 after one bottoms up of a bottle of sleeping pills. See how high one can count before the death angel walks in through the walls and gently presses his bony fingers to my lips. Shh, my child. And gently presses his head into the pillow. If one time it writes and then EMT carries out on the stretcher to the ER and revives me, maybe I'll have one of those needs. Meet the light and ask him why. If you're really Jesus, can you heal my body completely before you send me back to that hateful planet Earth?
On the back they put,
That eating pizza in your bathtub video, you guessing the hot, good-looking guests in your queue, not me! Be honest with me. Level with me. You'll never guess my ass. I am ugly. Roast me, but do so publicly, so maybe others will come to my broadcast and see my ugly, ass.
so, again, like I said, he wanted me to read this on camera, just so we're clear. Page 3.
You got the world in your lap, success at your fingertips, brilliant mind and a perfect body, very good looking with those long arms. I'd sacrifice 10 years of my life to have. You are an alpha female superior to me. I am so sick and effing tired of being an effing loser. You guessed it, every one of your guests on you now, except me. Thanks for confirming I am an effing zilch loser.
I wish to God you'd feature my www.youtube.com/President Christopher on your 100K subscribe to channel. Maybe do.
Okay, enough of that. That was funny the way she says, God damn it. You are down, darling. won that fucking game?
Hello, Cleveland! Or wherever you're watching this video from. I'm JT Curtis, and this is the history.
What the goddamn Holy Ghost fuck? Now fuck, I've been bringing this poem on here so I can hear your work. Jesus fucking... What's this goddamn video? Jesus fucking Christ. God damn it, I could have fucked his ass.
Hello, Cleveland! Or wherever you're watching this video from. I'm JT Curtis,
bitch.
and this is the history of rock and roll, the 1970s!
By dawn today, there were about 1,000 waiting for tickets to go on sale. Would you stand in line like this for any other group besides Led Zeppelin?
Probably the Stones. Pink Floyd's coming soon. I'll do it for them too.
When it comes to classic rock, the 70s is pretty much the definitive era. This is when all the most unforgettable rockers came out, including the ones we wish we could forget. If I live here tomorrow. But we'll get to them later. The biggest problem with the 70s is there's just so much, especially since rock was starting to split off into subgenres. So if we didn't go through your favorite 70s artist, make sure you leave a comment and let us know. And I am happy to say that we will no longer be having any more interruptions from that other guy. I calmly explained to him that this is my show and that his constant interruptions are not conducive to educating people about music, and I think he understood that. And to ensure there are no more interruptions, I hired a security guard. Okay, let's start from where we left off. In many ways, the early 70s were an extension of the 60s. Tensions between the counterculture movement and the police were at an all-time high.
The guard, under the pressure of a rock-throwing attack, panicked and fired its weapons indiscriminately.
On May 4th, 1970, during a protest at Kent State University in Ohio, police opened fire, killing 4 students and wounding several others.
Crosby came up and he had the magazine with the Kent State killings.
The incident was covered by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young with the Neil Young single, Ohio.
King soldiers and Nixon coming, we're finally on our own. This summer our years are coming, forgetting Ohio. Gotta get back to it, soldiers are guiding us down.
And it wasn't just rock artists that were covering political topics. R&B greats like Marvin Gaye made albums like What's Going On.
Talk to me, only so you can see what's going on. What's going on?
With Tricky Dick Nixon in the White House, the Vietnam War had escalated.
I'd like to dedicate this one to the drag scene that's going on.
Jimi Hendrix responded to the war on the live Band of Gypsies album with Machine Gun.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This song features Hendrix's greatest guitar solo of his career, and given the guitar solos he played in his tenure, that's saying a lot. Hell, even Miles Davis considered it to be his greatest solo.
There was a rumor going around that Jimmy and Miles were going to get together, and the next thing that happened is that he died.
Tragedy struck again on September 18th, 1970, when Jimi Hendrix died of a drug overdose at the age of 27.
And I said
Hendrix would become just one member of the infamous 27 Club. I mentioned before Brian Jones died at the age of 27. Well,
Jesus
around the same
fucking
time,
Christ.
Janis Joplin died at the age of 27.
Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. That's all that Bobby left me.
Then in 1971, following a long court battle.
Left me.
Then in 1971, following a
That's all that Bobby left me.
Then in 1971, following a long court battle, Jim Morrison passed at the age of 27.
Like a dog without a bone and anchor on a road, riders on the storm.
And if you thought 27 was too young, look at Duane Allman. I mentioned him having played with Wilson Pickett, but by the turn of the decade he had formed his own band with his brother Greg. Their 1971 record, Live at Fillmore East, is arguably the greatest live album ever made, and one of my personal favorite albums. With Duane Allman and Dickie Betts guitar harmonies, the album runs the gamut from blues, R&B, even jazz.
We did a lot of jamming. We play and we play and we play, and then we listen to Miles Davis, John Coltrane.
But Duane Allman continued session work and eventually worked with Eric Clapton, who formed Derek and the Dominoes. And together, they all created the masterpiece, Layla. Many times when people have asked me that stupid question, what's your favorite song, I've answered Layla. It was originally a ballad Eric Clapton wrote about his love affair with George Harrison's wife, Pattie Boyd. Awkward.
There was no way that I was going to be able to take her away from George without hurting George.
And when Duane Allman got a hold of it, he came up with the song's iconic riff.
Chords make me melt.
Drummer Jim Gordon wrote the beautiful piano coda.
You know, we always called each other good fellas. Like you'd say to somebody, you're gonna like this guy, he's alright. He's a good fella, he's one of us.
The end of Derek and the Dominoes really represents the end of an era. Having been rejected by the love of his life, Eric Clapton and Bobby Whitlock got lost in their heroin addictions. Bassist Carl Radle would eventually die of alcohol poisoning, and Jim Gordon would be committed to an insane asylum after killing his mother. As for Duane Allman, he died in a motorcycle accident in 1971. He was 24. And if that wasn't eerie enough, the Allman Brothers bass player Barry Oakley died 1 year later in a motorcycle crash, also at the age of 24. That's just freaky. With all these artists either passing or lost in drugs, maybe rock and roll finally was coming to an end. The Who put out their finest work, Who's Next, featuring them all pissing on an obelisk, whatever. Let's hear the first track. I'm sure Pete Townsend's gonna come in with some bone-crunching guitar riff, or Keith Moon's gonna come in with some crazy drum fill, or a synthesizer. Yep, the first thing you hear on this record is a Lowry organ filtered through a sequencer, played in real time, it's not a loop. And it goes on for a while. this keyboard going through an oscillator, which is basically what Townsend did, and it sounded like this.
Because this was the whole centerpiece of the Who show with the lasers, and Roger looking like some kind of furry animal.
And let's face it, it's Roger Daltrey's scream that it's remembered for.
It was a plea. Please don't make me on the stage the new boss, and you're in charge.
Also, the Rolling Stones, no longer in competition with the Beatles, carried on and released some of their finest work around this time. And they got a brand new single out, Brown Sugar, which hit #1 on the charts. And it's a real rockin' song. Let's take a look at some of the lyrics. Gold Coast slave ship, bound for cotton fields. Okay, really? How do you expect to stay away from controversy when you're writing shit like Okay, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe brown sugar means something else. Maybe it actually means, oh wait.
Heroin, other stuff sort of helped.
Brown sugar. Well, I gotta move on. What? Hi.
I heard you were yelling about brown sugar, which is good because I am all out of brown sugar, and I was wondering if I could borrow some.
Well, brown sugar meaning
With
heroin.
spit smell.
Oh, well,
Hi.
I heard you were
With
yelling about brown
spit.
sugar, which is good
She
because
just-
I
she
am
just
all
smell-
out of brown
with-
sugar, and I was wondering if I
Give
could...
him a little extra
I heard
treat.
you were yelling. Hi!
Spit.
Hi.
Spit.
I heard you were
spit.
yelling about brown sugar, which is...
With Uzi Emily. Give him a little extra treat. Spit. 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 Spit, 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 spit. Peanut. Spit. Spit, spit, spit.
Which is good because I am all out of brown sugar, and I was wondering if I could borrow some.
Well, brown sugar meaning heroin.
Oh, well, that'll work too.
Yeah, look, I'm actually talking about the song Brown Sugar. I'm doing the history of rock and roll. In fact, I'd probably be done by now if people didn't keep constantly interrupting me.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I know a lot about rock.
Because that was fucking stupid. You stupid motherfucker. Yeah. Alright, fuck this. Oh! I got my whore up there and I stuck my dick up his butt.
Rock and roll. That's off of the Stones' Sticky Fingers album. Did you talk about Andy Warhol's crotch cover?
Yeah. Listen, I've already got one guy tied up downstairs, and I don't have enough duct tape for two, so get lost before I stick my security guard on you.
Everything's upside down.
She's cute.
Tied up downstairs.
Spit. Did she have a spit effect arm?
Brown Sugar is the lead-off track.
Tied up downstairs. Tied up downstairs.
Spit. With pit. Spit. That girl's cute.
Brown Sugar is the lead-off track to the Stones' Sticky Fingers album, which is my personal favorite of theirs. And Andy Warhol designed the album cover. See? It's a crotch. And it's even got a little zipper right here. It totally scratched up the record, but who cares? It's the most famous album cover of all time. I have no idea why, but it is. But most fans would favor their next album, Exile on Main Street.
The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. I was in the car with the Stones on the way to the session, and I guess I was talking too much, and it kind of exiled me on, I think it was Main Street. Maybe that's where they got the name of the record from.
Are you sure you didn't just hallucinate that?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, let's not forget the Kings.
But I'm not the world's most physical guy. So when she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine. Oh my Lord.
And for those of you who don't know the song but recognize it somehow, I pretty much included the song just because I wanted to play Weird Al's version. Once again, though, the times they were changing, and rock and roll was craving a new direction to go into. Without the Beatles, a new band to take up the reins. Who would that be? Alright, we got that joke out. Alright, we got that joke out of the way. Can we move on now? So as I mentioned in the last episode, the former members of the Yardbirds created a group called Led Zeppelin. Some of you may have heard of them. And they... Please! Let me talk about Led Zeppelin! For everything that is good and holy, let me talk about Led Zeppelin! Alright! Let's go! Thank you. So simply put,
Led Zeppelin is possibly the greatest band ever. Jimmy Page, the greatest guitar player ever. Robert Plant, the greatest singer ever. John frickin' Bonham, the greatest drummer who ever walked the frickin' earth. And whoever the fourth guy was,
John Paul Jones.
Whatever. They rocked so hard. I mean, Zeppelin 1, Plant singing like, Zeppelin 2, where they're like, bow, 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 bow. On Zeppelin 3, Robert Plant gets his tan slammed to the car door. He's like, tell me I'm Zozo. Please tell me, for the love of the house of the holy, please tell me I'm Zozo.
It's right here.
Ooh, this album is so awesome. Where Bonham's all like, I love it. They're a pretty great band.
I personally think they're a little hair overrated.
God damn it.
I'm sorry,
God
sir.
damn
I
it.
don't think I heard you quite right.
I think they're a tiny bit overrated. I like Led Zeppelin, especially their early work. Zeppelin 1 may actually be my personal favorite. They definitely pioneered heavy rock, especially with Jimmy Page's production, getting a huge sound out of Bonham's drums and layering guitars.
They would be unfair to say that anybody who sings in the band thinks Led Zeppelin is ever hard rock or heavy metal, because I believe the third of our music was acoustic.
You're in the dark side of town.
But this is where they start to lose me a bit, and the issue really hangs on Robert Plant. Not that he was a bad singer, far from it. It's more his melodies and lyrics, which are rooted more in the mystical and black magic influences. Quite a few of their lyrics borrow heavily from Lord of the Rings, which could sometimes be a little out of place given the heavy blues sound. Although imagine how much cooler those Lord of the Rings films would have been if they used some Zeppelin. But the biggest issue many people have with them is that a lot of their songs were stolen from old blues artists.
Way down inside, woman, you need love.
Okay, fine, I'll give you that, but
woman, you need love.
okay, fine, I'll give you that, but we can.
Woman, you need love.
Okay, fine, I'll give you that, but we can at least agree that Led Zeppelin is awesome, right?
Oh, absolutely, of course. And Led Zeppelin 4 really
I'm
is...
sorry, it's called So-So?
This is a turning point in their career and for rock and roll, featuring classics like Black Dog, Rock and Roll, and... Up, 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 up. We don't need to hear that song again.
No Stairway. Denied. Oh, come on, man. Can't we at least hear the guitar solo?
All right.
And as you wind down the
road, the definitive solo of rock and roll. In fact, Stairway to Heaven itself is frequently cited as the greatest rock song ever.
Yeah,
and as you wind down the
considering how
road.
awesome it is.
It's hated so much because it was played like 80 billion times. You get tired of anything that was played 80 billion times.
Even Magical Beat?
What? It was played on every rock and roll station every hour for about 25 years. First time you heard it? Wow, that's different. It's cool. It changes from acoustic to rock and roll. But the billionth time, that song is, I don't know, overplayed?
Well, regardless, Led Zeppelin is definitely a huge influence.
Such a great breath of fresh air.
And there's no doubt that heavy metal was now a dominant subgenre in rock and roll.
Everybody was a little bit tired of peace and love, and everybody got tired of, yeah, man.
But there's more where that came from.
Oh man, I love Black Sabbath. With Ozzy Osbourne singing, you know, before he sold his soul to reality shows.
Wouldn't it be interesting to put this horror vibe to a musical thing?
I mean, there's... With Ozzy Osbourne singing, you know, before he sold his soul to reality shows.
Wouldn't it be interesting to put this horror vibe to a musical thing?
I mean, there's so many classic
things. To put this
spit,
horror vibe to a musical.
There's some
Wouldn't
spit.
it be interesting to put
spit. Spit. We spit.
to put this horror vibe to a musical thing?
I mean, there's so many classic guitar riffs off of Paranoid, but, well, the one that every guitar player learns is... And speaking of overplayed guitar riffs, you know this one?
What? I didn't sneak into your room in the middle of the night and use your lap.
This one?
What? I didn't sneak into your room in the middle of the night and use your laptop to put in that clip. Keep going.
Oh, that one.
Suck my slut. Kiss that night, you my slut. Why I take that
Smoke on the
biscuit?
Water, written about a gig that literally erupted in flames, is a classic Deep Purple track.
If you want to know the story, this is the words.
But actually, everything on the album Machine Head is pretty solid. Highway Star features some great solos from keyboard player John Lord and guitarist Richie Blackmore. There's quite a lot of heavy groups to talk about during this period. I mean, well, what do you think we should talk about next?
Well, funny you should mention, I actually printed this list of the greatest rock tunes of the 70s I got from the internet.
That's good. See, now you're doing something to help me.
I always do stuff to help you, man. Now, shut up and listen. Okay, Stairway to Heaven, we already did that.
And we did that.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Let's talk about Queen.
Okay.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
Queen was another kick-ass band, and pretty much all of them were great lead singers, with the exception of the bass player, whose name I don't remember.
John Deacon.
Whatever.
I'm in love with my car. Oh, yeah. I live for my automobile. This all in heaven, there's a certain
But Freddie Mercury was the real star. His stage presence is legendary.
We just felt that Bohemian Rhapsody was a song that would say what we're doing at the given time. We thought of it in terms of visuals as well. People think we spent hours and hours making that film. In fact, it took literally about 4 hours, I think.
You know, we should do a Bohemian Rhapsody parody.
But dude, everybody on the internet has done a Bohemian Rhapsody parody. Let's just play the Wayne's World clip and be done with it.
Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me?
My
should also note that Bohemian Rhapsody, which is just under 6 minutes, took 3 weeks to complete. Now using state-of-the-art 24-track analog tape at their disposal, the results speak for themselves.
We had all these incredible tools in the studio to use. We used them to make something which was parallel to an orchestral arrangement, I suppose.
And of course, Freddie plays that beautiful piano outro for the...
Hey, you sound pretty good on that, man.
Dude, how can I be playing that if I'm sitting right here?
I thought it was your telekinetic powers.
Wow, she smells like spit. With spit smell. She's cute. Whoozy. Spit the oozy, oozy, oozy. Boom, she's cute.
Excuse me?
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time.
Does she have a spit effect on him?
Don't stop me now if you wanna have a good time. Just give me a call.
Other classic hard rock songs include Dream On by Aerosmith. The Boys Are Back in Town by Irish band Thin Lizzy.
You know, this sounds like it could almost be an 80s rock song.
Yeah, it kind of does. And I especially love their twin guitarmony. And I guess we should talk about Kiss, too.
Oh man, I love Kiss.
Oh, really? What's your favorite song by them?
Songs? Oh, I don't know any of their songs.
Right.
I just know that one special, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. It was done by Hanna-Barbera.
This is going to be like A Hard Day's Night meets Star Wars.
This is ridiculous.
I'm still waiting.
M-I-A-D-O-A, M-I-A-D-O-A, throwing down with the gangs, growing up in the streets. Just like the pops, they struck to wipe the kids down to the ground, smoking pot, the cooking, meth, selling sex in the crack house together with the parents, the cutting, the rock on the mirror, and the shootout with the cops. M-I-A-D-O-A, throwing down with the gangs, growing up in the streets. Just like the pops, they strike to wipe the kids down to the ground, smoking pot, that cooking meth, and selling sex in the crack house together with the parents, the cutting, the rock on the mirror, and the shootout with the cops.